If you go around the Mediterranean particularly, you're going to see all kinds of different recipes and different cultures embracing beans in all their different forms, really treating them with love, care, attention. So I want to kind of get you into that spirit. So first up, nice big casserole pan. Let's get this on a medium-high heat. I'm going to go a little thin layer of olive oil. I want to scent the oil so it's minty and delicious. And I want to make these mint leaves crispy so I can put them over the top to give you a nice little crunch. At this time of year in autumn, it is beautiful. The light is very different. It seems like it's always lower. And it's such a privilege to cook at this time of day in the afternoon. I love it. Put those to one side. I'm going to have this on a low heat. Let's have 2 or 3 cloves of garlic and just finely slice it. And this comes to join the lovely minty oil. Finely slice a red chilli. So garlic, mint oil, chilli. Some nice capers here, just a teaspoon. Got some anchovies, a couple, that's all you need. They're gonna melt away and transform the humble bean. But look, it's sunny, but it's raining so hard, it's completely bonkers. Welcome to autumn, where the weather goes mad. Now, next up, leek. Before I chop this up, I've got a feeling, yes! Look at that. A beautiful rainbow. Actually, not one rainbow, I've got a double rainbow. Gotta be good luck. Right, let's get back to cooking. So I'm just gonna go for the white part of the leek. This I'll use for soups and stews. That will not go to waste. And then I'll strip it down the length and give this a little wash. Always wash away from the stalk. I'll just finely slice these like that. A beautiful beginning to this bean story. Remember, I've got some bolotti beans here, so I'm just going to put a few in, straight in. They're fresh, so they shouldn't need too much cooking. It doesn't matter if you use fresh beans, jarred beans, tin beans, or even frozen beans. Like, what's nice is that you're putting the love and the care into it. Right, our little base here is doing very nicely. I've turned the heat up a little bit, and I'm going to give it a little wine. So we're going from frying now to simmering, and we'll cook that wine away. Right, the potatoes. Let's nick all the small ones. And then with the bigger ones, cut these into 2-centimetre dice. I've got 2 tins of good quality plum tomatoes. A little basic seasoning of salt and pepper. Gonna just get a little bit of water in here. That helps to clean the tin as well. Okay, let's prep some more beans. This is a dedicated runner bean cutter. There's a really tough bit that runs down here. So if you put it through here, what it does is throw out these tough bits, genius, and then cut the whole inner bit. If you haven't got one, get a speed peeler, get rid of that horrible stringy bit, and then what we do is we can just cut it into little diamonds, and I rather like that as well. And now we just let that slowly tick over for like 20 minutes or so. So, lid on. Right, fish. How can we make fish utterly delicious? Now, this is a piece of monkfish, but you could apply this principle and this recipe that I'm going to do to any white fish. We're going to roast this and treat it almost like a roasting joint of meat. I want to do a little rub, a little seasoning. So I'm going to take some rosemary, which is often associated with meat. Take a little bit of parsley and get a fine grater, and you want just the zest of the lemon. Then just finely chop it. black pepper, not salt. I'm not gonna use any salt at all. And then roll it up like that. Let me give you a handy little tip to make your everyday fish extraordinary. A little bit of olive oil on there. I've got a pack of pancetta from the supermarket. You could even use British smoked bacon. Lay it out. I'm gonna wrap this beautiful monkfish. The natural fats here are gonna render and go golden, and it's gonna baste the fish for you. It's kind of protecting the fish, and it's gonna really guarantee you some really good flavor. I love recipes like that. I've got one last thing that I wanna do, and that's some Parmesan. Not even 30 grams, right? And this is gonna make it taste great and stick to the fish. Get your fish like that. We're gonna roll it up. Just peel it off like that. That's why we put the oil on it, and roll it up nice and tight. Put a little oil in the pan. Put it onto a high heat. Get yourself a little bit of rosemary, some garlic, maybe a chili in there. Slice up a lemon in that lovely oil. The second it starts to sizzle, we can turn this off and get it straight into a screaming hot oven. It's about 200 degrees Celsius, which is 400 Fahrenheit. So cook that for about 15 minutes until the pancetta is golden and gorgeous, and then I'll pair it up with that incredible runner bean stew. And that is going to be a match made in heaven. Oh, the smells. It's sizzling away. Look at this. Just angle the pan so it gathers all the lovely fats and just baste it over like that. Just let that rest for a little bit. Let's serve up this beautiful stew, celebrating that beanie bounty from the garden in autumn. And then this incredible monkfish, we've let it rest. Just slice it. Oh, pearly white, juicy fish, crispy bacon. Right, I'm gonna do a little portion. Do you remember these? The little mint leaves? Let's have a try. Those beans are a joy. Big flavor, the mint, the garlic, the capers, the anchovies, really, really beautiful. Those potatoes have absorbed so much flavor, as have the beans. Right, let's go for a little bit of that monkfish with the bacon. My Celeriac Remoulade. Served with silky waves of cured meats, get your mates round and I'll bet there'll be none left by the time they leave. Everything's gone mad, Miss Celeriac's gone mad. The weather's gone mad. Anyway, this, my friends, is what a supermarket Celeriac looks like. And definitely, I mean, look, the effort went in. This is gonna be lovely seasonal and it's gonna taste beautiful. But yeah, it didn't work this year, but that's growing, right? So look, I'm gonna make a dish called a remoulade. It's a really, really nice salad. It's a French classic. It's a bit like a slaw. It's one of those little recipes where you can turn crunchy vegetables into something really wonderful. So look, let's have a little prep up here. Take the greenery off. Then we've got those little roots here. These are edible. So I'll keep these here for something else. Celeriac's got that lovely sort of celery, mushroomy flavor. And that is really good with hot or cold smoked fish and really good with cured meats. Now, in a minute, one of my friends is turning up who actually specializes in British cured meats, and he's gonna bring a whole bunch of stuff. So that's why I'm making this. If you use a speed peeler, it's super easy. And then I want to shred them up into matchsticks. So let's get on with the dressing. We're going to start off with a nice couple of spoons of lovely mayonnaise. And we really want to flavour this up to be utterly delicious. We'll go salt and pepper for sure. And then we've got some little friends here. Dijon mustard, heaped teaspoon. We're going to use a cornichon, those little pickles. And actually, this one that I'm doing now is more kind of nodding towards a classic French style remoulade, but you'll see people use piccalilli. And even if you go to like New Orleans, Louisiana, where there's a kind of French Cajun sort of influence, you'll see them using like paprikas and smoky flavors, and they go red. Just take a little teaspoon of capers here, and we'll just run the knife through that. And then here, we've got some anchovies. Just a couple. Don't need much, it's a gesture. Extra virgin olive oil, just to posh up the mayo. Now, you can use a little lemon or vinegar, but I think the lemon's quite nice and fresh. So now the herbs. Cherville's a really good one to grow, by the way. Chives, very, very nice, and some parsley. And then just mix it up. So that is the base for our remoulade. Right, what I want is nice little thin slices of celeriac. Once you've got like 7 or 8 slices, put them together like a pack of cards and just finely slice them like that. And the finer you make it, the more delicate this incredible salad will be. And absolutely, you can use like a box grater and coarsely grate it. Really easy, even easier. But I quite like it when it's delicate like this. People always think of salads being sort of summery, spring, but of course, if you think about coleslaws, like the remoulade, you just want crunchy stuff that's seasonal. It's really nice to know how to turn these things into real elegance. Look at that. I find that lemon juice really brings out the flavour nicely, and it keeps the celeriac really white and very beautiful. And then I kind of go from sort of tossing it delicately to almost massaging it. It starts bringing out the natural moisture and making it taste really, really good. Just a little bit of herb on top. Little drizzle of oil. And that is ready and waiting for Matt's incredible cured meats. That with a few bits of lovely toasted bread, and we're good to go. Thanks for coming down. This is very exciting. Can I?
Yeah, open it, yeah.
Go on!
So I've brought for you a huge selection of our charcuterie. All of this made by ourselves, British meat in the UK.
Can I try some?
Yeah, tuck in. This is our culatello. This has been aged for about 2 years.
Wow. So in that 2 years, what actually happens? You get more complexity of flavour?
Yeah, very similar to what's happening when you have a really good cheddar, or parmesan. You get those little white crystals, little crunchy bits. That's exactly what's going on in this piece of meat. That's just that sort of natural like umami just exploding in your mouth. Like.
It's so sweet, and the salt is just right.
We've actually taken a lot of inspiration from Italy.
But why would you not, right?
The recipes work, the flavours work. The only thing we can add to their flavour profile is the meat we have in this country. That's what we want to do. That's what British charcuterie is all about.
Look how amazing that remoulade looks with your cured meats. Look at that. Can I do your little plate?
Definitely, definitely. I can't wait.
What I love about this is if you took that out at little family gatherings, you know, bonfire night, that is going to be devoured, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to hang about. Everyone in the family is going to tuck in.
Right, I'm going to give you a wadge of this so you get one of your 5 fruit and veg a day. Fresh out of the ground, like an hour ago. But you can get them in the supermarkets and they're really good. So there you go.
Oh, it's beautiful. The freshness, the nuttiness is going to go so well with the charcuterie.
Crunchy, soft, the little pops of pickle.
You've got a lot of fat within that charcuterie. It has to be there for it to work. So you need that acidity to go with it. But the sort of nutty, full flavour of the celeriac, it's lovely.
Savoury, silky, so good. Next time you go shopping, if you see celeriac, don't walk past it. They're going to look more like this, the big ones. Mine were tiny, but you can't tell they were tiny in there, can you?
They chop up the same.
They tasted delicious. And also, if you see British charcuterie out there, support it. Because the more you support it, the better and better it's going to get.
Yeah.
Cheers. My cheesy onion soup is a perfect way to celebrate autumn as the days draw in. This is a homage to the French onion soup, but there's a few things that we do in this country that are so good. I'm really proud of bread and cheese and a few little kind of hacks for flavour. So slice up 2 kilos of onions, red or white, it doesn't matter. Without being kind of too boring or geeky, if you slice an onion, it tastes different when you cook it to if you chop an onion. And if you chop it coarse, it tastes different than if you chop it small. And if you roast it whole in the skin, it tastes different to if you roast it whole without the skin. So, like, that's cool, right? So we cut it this way. It's just sweeter and more delicious. So I'm going to use a lovely casserole-style pan, medium-high heat. Go in with some olive oil, a couple of tablespoons. I'll take a knob of butter. This looks generous, but I'm making quite a lot of soup, right? This is going to be enough for like 8, maybe even 10 portions. And then garlic. Take 6 cloves. We'll slice these up. As soon as this lovely butter is sizzling away, get the garlic in there. I don't want any colour on this garlic. You just want to bring out those sweet flavours. And then I'm going to go in with the onions, and lots of them. It's going to look like too much, but you have to trust me. We need to access the natural sugars in this incredible vegetable, and that requires a little time, right? So we want to soften these, and then as the moisture starts to cook away, we start to fry, and then we start to caramelize. I'm going to turn the heat up now, season it with some salt and some pepper, fairly generously. And then I want to take another little bit of inspiration from the French and have a bouquet garni, which is like a little bunch of herbs. So take a little bit of sage, thyme, rosemary. You could have a little bay leaf in there. Grab some string and tie it up, or you can buy them like this. That little bunch of herbs is going to give incredible fragrance and flavour. Turn the heat down to medium. And I am going to cook this down for about 40 minutes. But instead of losing all of this moisture, you can see the steam, right? I want to keep it. So I'm going to make a little lid. This is what the French would call a cartouche. But this bit of paper is folded in half, and then folded in half again, and then again. Measure up to the centre of your pan. Slice off the end. Take the tip of your knife and just do a little cross like that. And let a little bit of steam come through. So if I put our little cartouche on top, or if you don't want to do that, use a lid, a jar. So what's that going to do? It's going to keep it wetter for longer. We're going to release more sugars, get more caramelization, more colour, more flavour. So that's how you cheat out epic flavour. So I'm gonna cook this for 20 minutes with the cartouche paper on top, and then I'll rip it off, and then I'll caramelize it for 20 minutes, and then I'll show you what to do next. I've just given it a little stir every now and again. If you look in the bottom of the pan, it's actually those brownings that are going to give this broth, this soup, the most beautiful dark colour. So to help get all those sticky bits off the bottom, add a little beer. A British IPA, 300 mils, not too much. And I'm going to turn the heat up now and cook all that beer away. Now we're going to go in with the stock. I'm going to use a chicken stock. 2.5 litres goes in. Let that simmer for like 5 or 10 minutes. And then let's get onto the bread. I'm going to go for quite brave, kind of 2 centimetre slices. When I say brave, I mean like chunky, rustic. I find that if I toast it, I get deeper flavours. And this is not a garnish. This is part of the ingredients. That little bouquet garni on a leash has done its work. We'll get loads of lovely fragrance from that. You all right, Conker? Mate, sadly, you're not going to be able to enjoy this. Sorry, dude. Next time. And hopefully, I haven't burnt my toast. I'm going to take a little bit of butter for deliciousness. I'm then going to bring in another friend, English mustard. And then, amazing British farmhouse cheeses. You can use any 1 or 2 or 3 that you like. Things that are going to ooze really nicely. You want just enough cheese to sort of generously top your toast. Just use what you love. Use your little toasty barges to float on this beautiful sea of onion. And you want to submerge the bread. And you want them to be soft, but you want the top to kind of gratinate and go beautiful. I didn't think I had enough cheese, so I added just a little bit more. And then last but not least, a little Worcestershire sauce. And now, turn it off and get this under the grill for like 5, maybe 10 minutes until it's just golden, crispy, oozy and delicious. Heaven. Just look at that. Oh, it's gorgeous. A homage to the fine, humble onion. Bang in season right now. Let's have a little portion up. I am very, very excited about this. Amazing colour. A beautiful, oozy slice of that good stuff. Extra virgin olive oil over the top. Let's have a little try. A nice wodge of those onions. They're so soft. Effortless to eat. Mmm. So good. Even though that bread's been toasted and it's quite robust, when it sits in that lovely broth, it absorbs it all and it just softens. This is a brilliant soup to kick off the beginning of autumn. Whether you're growing onions or just down the markets and supermarkets where there will be onions like you wouldn't believe, it's nice to shine a little spotlight on that lovely vegetable. What a joy.